Round one. Fight.
Heroes never die.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
Power, sex, power. They both come down to one thing.
Hungry gamers.
Hello, 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 and welcome, boys and girls, to the 256th episode of the Hungry Gamers podcast. We're powered by ATEBIT.net and those sexy legends over at Audio Technica. I'm your extremely humble host, Brendan White. You can find me just about everywhere at Brendan8bit. And joining me today, after a month of hiatus, we are back in the studio. She's my podcast ride or die. You can find her on them socials at Miss Ali Hart. Miss Ali Hart, it's a pleasure to be doing this with you again after so long.
Yeah, we had to have a little break. Life gets in the way, as it does, especially when you get older.
God.
But yeah, we had like a little mini break and yeah, back in the seat and ready to podcast again.
That's it. Back in the saddle. Full disclosure, as far as what sort of kept us from your ear holes for the last several weeks, I've decided to make a little bit of a life change, and smart me has decided to move interstate. I have moved from Brisbane down to Melbourne during a pandemic into a lockdown, and it was not without its hurdles. It was a fun, challenging, and I guess now rewarding situation that played out over the last few weeks. But yeah, I'm sitting here in a half built up studio in Melbourne in lockdown. Got the dogs roaming around, so apologies in advance if you do hear the doggos making some noise. I've just
It's nice.
in the kindness of trying to acclimatise these little two fart sniffers, just sort of letting them have a little bit of free roam and get settled. So if you do hear a dog fart or a fart, it was definitely the dogs, not me.
100% the dogs, not me.
Yeah, Ali and I do not fart. We are very, very fancy humans. But yeah, anyway. We're here. We're back. It's been 4 weeks or about a month or so since our last time in the podcast chair, but I'm excited to be back and be talking some games and culture and life with you, Miss Hart. So what's news?
Oh, so with my studies that I've taken aboard, I decided there was this small section where I had like nothing. Like I didn't have to study. I didn't have to do any homework or assignments. So I was like, that's it. I'm finishing things, which is very rare for me. I finished Psychonauts. I have never loved a game so much as I've loved Psychonauts. I was so sad when I finished it. I 100%ed it with achievements, and I just sat there and I'm like, I can't play it anymore. Like, wow. I was really, really sad that was it. Like that game is probably one of the biggest like surprises for me, like probably ever when it comes to gaming. In like, I went in and played it because I'm like, I know that like, you know, people have kind of really enjoyed this game. Let me see what it's about, to being absolutely obsessed and loving it, and yeah, being really sad when I finished it. So,
God, that's some big praise right there. For you to throw that kind of love and adoration behind this game, like I think Double Fine can put that on the box.
They
can. That is Ali approved. That is, you know, the gem, the surprise of 2021.
Yeah,
maybe one of your favorite games of all time. I don't know.
It would have to be up there. Yeah, like legitimately, me being sad that I finished a game because I couldn't play it anymore. I guess that also comes from this, like the fact that a lot of games that I do play, like there's no ending to it. You just start up another game, like City Builders and stuff. But with this, It's just like, that's it. Thank you. I'm like, oh. So anyone out there that's been thinking about it, I totally recommend it. It is fantastic. I love it.
Hell yeah. Psychonauts 2. To full disclosure, I haven't played really any more from when we talked about it a month ago. And that's not for me saying I'm not enjoying the game. Like, I'm adoring it as well, but just, you know, life stuff. You know, I haven't really played any games the last 4 weeks, to be honest. Dabbled with a little bit of Destiny 2 when I had internet way back yonder. So, yeah, full disclosure, I'm on a phone tether now. So if there's any weird, awkward cuts between the audio here, it's because maybe Telstra decided to boot the tether and I had to reset it and whatnot. So, yeah, we're on sort of the string and tin can internet situation right now.
Very much, yeah.
But you've been playing many other games too, I see.
Yes, because I had like a goal that I was going to finish some games, especially ones that I enjoyed, so that I finished Death's Door. And I'm glad that I did, because that was a magnificent story. And the additional levels that came up that I had yet to play, they were fun, and that boss fight was a little frustrating, but I got there in the end. So happy to have said that I finished that. I started playing Hades. I get it. I understand why everyone says it's such a great game, because it is. It is a lot of fun. The art style is gorgeous. The music is great. The characters are awesome. So I get it now. I understand. Usually I'm a bit kind of like, can a game be that good? Yes, it can. I get it. So I'm enjoying that. I don't anticipate me finishing that one. I'm kind of obsessed with collecting gems and just decorating the place. So I don't see me finishing that anytime soon, but it's great. Another game that I picked up, I don't know how many people remember this from one of the many events. I think it might have been one of the indie Xbox Game Pass kind of showcases, but it was a game called Raji, an ancient epic, and I thought it looked stunning. So it was already on my radar when we first saw it all those months ago, and I loaded it up on Game Pass, and I'm pleasantly surprised. It is a gorgeous looking game. I like this, like, pardon my ignorance, but whether it's like Indian Hindu kind of god element, like story. I'm really enjoying being kind of educated on this that I'm not really familiar with. Like, I know bits and pieces, but it's nice to really get a full understanding of the story of some of their deities and gods, and some of the narratives that they have. And overall, the level design is like, there's a level of like simplicity, but also beauty. And I don't think I've seen anyone else talk about this game, which is kind of surprising.
I remember seeing it in one of those showcases, and I think you and I were both like, man, this looks really stunning. Like, chuck it on the short list. But full disclosure, I'm like anyone that aren't talking about it, because I haven't since gone to that well. But yeah, I remember like the key art for it and the trailer and everything, and I remember it was visually just a feast. Yeah. And it looks really pretty, and the gameplay looks nice. So maybe I'll have to put that on my list. My list is very long at the moment, because I've been on the bench for a few weeks. But it sounds good. It certainly sounds good.
I definitely recommend it. I don't think it's a long game. I think it's probably one of those even kind of... from what I think I've read, I think people have been saying it's like only like, like what, 5 to 10 hours maybe, from what I remember. And I'm probably like halfway through it. Like I said, like it's pretty simplistic. It's got combat, but it's also got puzzle elements as well, and jump puzzles and such, and traversing like certain levels and stages and stuff. And I've just really enjoyed it. So I definitely recommend it. So and a game that I've been waiting for came out. It looked adorable. It looked great. Any Tony Hawk fan would probably really interested, because it's like Tony Hawk but super cute. It was Skatebird.
Yeah, and I've seen the reviews doing the rounds on the internets, and it's not overly positive. Is that how you're feeling too?
Not great, yeah.
Oh, no.
Like, the birds are cute. Like, they've put a lot of effort into these, like, bird designs and all the different birds that you can choose. A lot of nods to, like, some Australian birds and then other birds as well. Like, the selection is actually quite vast.
It's quite the aviary.
It's quite the aviary. But unfortunately, once you get into the game, the controls are really janky. The camera positioning is really rough. Like really, really rough. I couldn't land moves, and I couldn't position myself into like achieving like missions that you're supposed to be completing, because I couldn't see where I was going, because the camera was either like locked or wedged into a certain angle that just made it absolutely useless. The controls overall were kind of a little bit frustrating, and nothing really compelled me to push through it. Like, I mucked around on it for probably about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, but I just had no drive to push through it. Like, I'm like, haha, cute bird on a skateboard. It's cute. I dressed him up in a bow tie and a top hat, but
that's it. That's enough.
That's it. Yeah, I got my I got my little short thrills. So I'm sad because it is like a little indie developer that, you know, they also had to push it back a few times to get it completed. But then to release it and then it just maybe not meeting people, maybe unrealistic expectations. I don't know. But it is a downer because I was excited for it. But yeah, it just sadly didn't, you know, push through to what I thought it was going to be.
It's sad to hear because, yeah, that game, I think it's been on a lot of people's radar for 2-3 years. Like, I remember when it was first announced and we were like, hell yeah, let's play it. And then there was like a little demo you could download on the PC. And then it was delay. And with your sports games and your sports sim games, those games live and die on the tightness of those controls and the cameras, because when you are trying to pull all these tricks or do these moves, you want it to be responsive and you want it to be intuitive in a way where you can feel like you are this skateboard superstar popping 720 stiffies and whatever else the kids do these days. So the fact that they've sort of, I guess, stumbled a little bit on probably the two most important things in one of these games is like, you know, the nice, tight yet accessible camera and the controls. It's not going to be a ton of fun to play.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like, I guess when you try to take into consideration how much you enjoy playing Tony Hawk and how intuitive the controls are, and then you play this and you're not getting that same experience. Yeah, it's like, it's stupid to compare, obviously, based on like, you know, one being an indie developer and another one being more AAA. But like you said, if that was your goal, to create a game that's similar, you kind of have to have that key component nailed. Yeah. It's a shame. It's funny, like looking at the list, like you've just dropped 5 game mentions you've been playing, 4 of the 5 all fantastic, and from my understanding, all 5 of those are on Xbox Game Pass as well. I believe so. Yeah. Yeah, which is cool to see. You know, like I know we sound like we're shills sometimes for this service, but like just trying to constantly re-emphasize that. Miss Ellie Hart's mentioned Psychonauts 2, which is one of the best games she's ever played in her life. Death's Door, you and I adored it. Hades, it speaks for itself. It's won Game of the Year awards. It's one of the best games of the last several years. Raji and Skatebird. Yep, Skatebird kind of, didn't land the manual there. But, 4 out of 5 ain't bad for a monthly subscription. Damn right. So... I know we sound like shills, but I've also got to say, when PlayStation locks you out, it's hard to freaking get some games online. Yes, yeah, I totally forgot about that. So has that been resolved yet, or are you still... No, because it's hard to contact PlayStation. I could only contact PlayStation in Australia to fix my account issues. So, fun. So I haven't really been able to, I kind of have to... I have to have my husband buy the game on his account and then I can access it because I'm on the same console. That's the only way we can do things. So, God, that's such a pain in the ass. It's either that or you have to make a whole new account, right? That's your options. Oh, I'm not doing that. I am not doing that. I already got my first... Your first platinum? Yeah, I'm not going to go work hard for that again. No way. Yeah. But yeah, as far as what I've been playing, I've been smashing through a game courtesy of Bethesda. So I was hoping, with the internet, it would have been sorted out a few weeks ago, and when I moved in, it was smooth sailing, and we could sort of deep dive on Deathloop together because, we were going to tackle it, you, me, and Jono, and do a spoiler cast. But obviously, your account is bricked at the moment. Yeah. But we've got a spoiler cast planned in the next week or so. All things going well. Touch wood. But yeah, I've been working my way through Deathloop, obviously the latest game from Arcane Studios, first-person action-adventure, if you want to classify it as that. It's been out now for a little under 2 weeks at time of recording. Timed console exclusive on PlayStation 5 for the next 12 months. But holy guacamole, is this game something special. Like, I haven't rolled credits on it yet. I reckon I might be able to finish it today because I've got the next couple of days off. Huzzah. Thank you, AFL Grand Final public holiday tomorrow as well. Melbourne, I teased you for this for years, but now I've got it. I am fully embracing it. Go the football team, bring home the cup, whoever's going to win. I don't know. But yeah, Deathloop, it is a special, special game. Yeah. The characters, the combat, the gameplay loop, which plays off obviously this time loop,
the graphics, the soundtrack, the use of the DualSense controller. Everything about this game is just top tier quality. Everything's got such a high level of care and polish to it. Like, it is one of the best games of 2021, hands down. I don't know, you probably just heard one of the doggos sniffing or farting in the background there, so apologies. Lucky you cannot smell what these two do, because it's not a good time. But what is a good time? Deathloop by Arcane Studios. So good. I'm not going to go deep diving on it right now, because we do have a spoiler cast scheduled to drop in the next week or so. But get excited for it, because it is very special, this game. What you're seeing on the internet is true. Like, a lot of people are saying this is a Game of the Year contender, one of the best games they've played in quite some time. It's crazy that 2021, we are getting just home run after home run after home run as far as game releases, amidst all the COVID and the delays and all this other stuff. So, yeah, Deathloop by Arcane Studios. Holy guacamole. Like, anyone that played Prey or played Dishonored, I was big fans of those franchises, but this is like the next step. This is like where they've taken all the best parts and all the secret sources and the things that they do great, chucked it all in this melting pot, and Deathloop has been created, and it is so heckin' good. I cannot speak highly enough of this game. I'm loving everything about it, and it's the only game I've been playing the last couple of weeks. Because I've got no internet, and I did a dodgy work tether to download this. I downloaded 40 gigs worth on the old work tether to get it done. I haven't been fired yet. I'm still in probationary period with the new job, but you know what? I got no internet, so what are they going to do? So to hell with them. But yeah, Deathloop, pick it up, play it, love it. On PlayStation 5, on PC, and on Xbox in probably 12 months' time. But yeah, if you got some spare cash under the couch cushions and you want to buy a really fun first-person shooter with some action-adventure RPG-esque elements in it, check out Deathloop, and check out all those other games that Miss Hart mentioned, because we're very spoilt at the moment as far as great games coming out.
Yeah. Big ones, little ones, indies, all that.
Exactly. And I just also wanted to quickly highlight, I've been watching a lot of things as of late, whether I've been watching a lot of free-to-air television, mind you, because of the internet situation. Holy crap, there's a lot of crap on free-to-air.
Is a punish, yeah.
It's tough sledding, but I've also managed to binge all 3 seasons of an anime. Well, it was a manga as well, but it's an anime that's available on most of the anime streaming services, and it's called "Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon?" So the title, it sounds like it's going to be this really cheesy, just sleazy dating type of centric anime or manga, but it's anything but. So the premise of this show or this piece of content is it's based in this fictional city of Arario, and it's sort of set in like, an RPG-esque medieval type of world where there's people that are adventurers and they go down into a dungeon, kill creatures, level up, and take the things that they get, like the jewels and the rewards from killing these creatures, to then buy more equipment. So it's got like this little video game-esque element, because overnight then after a period of time these creatures respawn. There's levels of it, so there's harder beasts and things as you go. But there's like these groups, they're called like familiars, and so they're like the various groups, and they're all like headed up by various gods, and then they've got their adventurers under there. So there's sort of like tiers of group that go into these dungeons and fight and whatever, and pillage and plunder and try and bring pride and bring prestige and fame to their various familiars. And it's just really, really adorable. It's got a lot of heart to it. Like the main character, Bel Cronell is his name. He's just, this little dude, wanting to be an adventurer. I guess, he's got that Ash Ketchum trope where he wants to be the very best. These fucking dogs, I'll tell you what. Get out of it, Bentley, you son of a gun. I didn't have that mount. It was just sitting there, so I can't get too mad. Winnie's now hiding under my legs. Sorry.
It's just really funny because you were referencing Pokemon and he just knocked over a Pokemon deck, like a skate deck. So
that was very well timed, boys. I'll give you that. But yeah, so he, Belcrenel wants to be the very best, wants to be, this hero, this adventurer, this hero that's pure of heart, and he teams up with Lady Hestia. That's like his goddess that runs this familiar. But she's sort of like this like low-end, almost outcast goddess that's on Earth, that's in Arario. And so they're like this like underdog team, that gets no respect. And obviously things happen and they work their way up and build the familiar out, and you get cool storylines and cool characters. But it's just really cute. And I like that it sort of leans into, it's got a bit of video game flair to it, a bit of heart, a bit of romance, a bit of comedy, some cool combat, a little bit of violence. Like, it's got all those things that I look for in an anime or in just content to consume. And it's just been really easy to watch. Like, 3 seasons, I think it's about 36, 12 episodes a season. And then there's some OVO. So I think it's, say, 40 episodes all up collectively. And there's a 4th season coming out in 2022. So I'm really excited for the 4th season. Really loved it. Like, it was just easy, good, wholesome watching. And the characters were cool. And it was an interesting concept. Like, I like that it lent into that, medieval video game, RPG, dungeon crawl type of trope. And they did it really well.
Oh, I'm sure like the listeners must feel like me, just watching you slowly turn into a weeb and just your new fascination. Well, you liked anime before, but you've really now gone down a rabbit hole and really taken on a lot of anime series. Yeah. You're gonna need your own anime podcast.
Yeah, maybe we'll bring one of those to the 8-bit sort of podcast circles here eventually. But no, it's just good. And like, as we were talking about offline, I think a lot of the shows now that I consume, instead of them being one big serial dump, they're all doing the weekly release now. So it's hard to consume. Like, I love binging content. Like, I've got a real hankering and addiction where I just want it all now. So if I can get a whole season, it's like stick it in my veins straight away instead of being drip fed. So with a lot of these animes, because they've been out for a few years, I can just consume it all at once. But now I'm left wanting more, because obviously 3 seasons are done now. I got to wait for the 4th, but it's okay. It's really good. I really enjoy it. Really recommend it. The name sounds like, this name doesn't do it justice, I think. Yeah, it's very corny, but well worth a watch if you've got some time. I checked it out on Anime Lab. 3 seasons, subbed or dubbed. Pick your poison. It's really good. The sub work, the dub work is really good. So the voice acting is nice. But yeah, Miss Hart, that's me.
I was going to say, you got to watch that Star Wars anime now.
That drops today, I believe. So maybe I'll be consuming that over the next couple of days. Who knows?
Maybe.
What do you think, Miss Hart? Should we rock and roll into a bit of news?
Let's do it.
This week's news headlines.
All right, so we've got a few sort of quick hitters, a few bangers. It has been a bit of a time between drinks. There has been a lot of things going on, but we just wanted to do a bit of recency bias and just grab a couple of the ones doing the rounds from this past week, as well as an update on the ongoing situation with Blizzard that we saw doing some rounds as well, because I think that's worth updating. And the first one, nothing major, but it did create a little bit more internet discourse, as it always does. Battlefield 2042. Delayed until November, so it's nothing major. They announced in the past week or so that Battlefield 2042 has been delayed until November the 19th, pushing the release date back by almost a month from its original date of October 22nd. In a press release, DICE GM Oscar Gabrielson cites ongoing complications with the COVID-19 pandemic, and he quotes, "Given the scale and scope of the game, we had hoped our teams would be back in our studios together as we move towards launch. With the ongoing conditions not allowing that to happen safely, and with all the hard work the teams are doing from home, we feel it is important to take the extra time to deliver on the vision of Battlefield 2042 for its players," end quote. That's more than fine. No complaints from me. It's a month.
Yeah. Now there's a bit of discourse because you have Battlefield 2042 and you also have Call of Duty Vanguard. Having them two kind of like having, two titles like battling out at the same time. There's actually been a bit of discourse in regards to Call of Duty Vanguard. They've been doing a lot of beta and alpha tests lately, like a lot of playable weekends and such. And there's been a lot of people that are pretty angry with how Call of Duty Vanguard's been playing. A lot of angry Call of Duty people, I guess. But I guess
First-person shooter fans don't get angry, do they, Miss Hart?
gamers don't get angry.
No.
Very simple people. But yeah, it's pretty interesting just seeing the two kind of like almost like battle it out with these titles. So I'm interested in Battlefield. I really liked Battlefield 4. So anything where we go back to 4 is good for me. And I haven't really been into Call of Duty too much, so it'd be nice to kind of pick either or. So with this pushback, hopefully, they're polishing everything, making sure loose ends are covered and everything for a good release. So, and it's a month.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like it does line up, very much to make it directly head to head with the COD release. But obviously, Battlefield 2042 does not have any type of single player campaign. It's just multiplayer only. So if you want that story mode, you're gonna have to go over to Vanguard to get a bit of that. But with 2042, you get obviously those crazy big giant squad battles. Those proper warfare type engagements, and it looks absolutely bananas. Yeah. So, I'm excited to play 2042. Vanguard a little less excited because, a lot of the people that have been getting into these alpha and beta tests have all been sort of saying, it's not that good at the moment, like it's, the hype's not there. So, we'll see how we go. And, that's one thing in life, death taxes and a new Call of Duty every year. That's the damn guarantees we get here. So we're going to get another one next year and so on from there. But, I hope this doesn't impact sales for either of, I think, COD's going to sell regardless. COD's just got that kind of fan base. I think Battlefield will still sell, but I hope it doesn't sort of cop any impacts from now this sort of lineup where they're releasing within the space of, a week or so between each other.
Yeah. Hopefully not. I want Battlefield to kind of get a win.
Me too. All right, the next one, Miss Hart. My goodness gracious. Keepin' Flossin' Fashionable is the title of this little ditty. The Fortnite x Balenciaga collaboration features a number of in-game cosmetics that fans can purchase from within the shop. However, it's the price of Balenciaga's IRL clothing range that is sure to make heads turn. As well as being able to purchase the skins in-game, fans can also buy a physical version of the same hoodie from the Balenciaga store, so long as they have a mere $725 to spare, Miss Hart. No. So, Fortnite, Balenciaga doing a crossover. I'm sort of on their website at the moment. If you have $395, you could buy a Fortnite x Balenciaga cap, but not in the white or black because they're already sold out.
Oh, of course they are. What the hell?
If you've got a little bit more money, you can drop $495 on a t-shirt that just says Fortnite in the logo and then Balenciaga underneath it in white, red, or black.
Buying this stuff.
You can buy some Nevermind cat sunglasses for $630, but they're currently out of stock.
Why?
The hoodies at $725. Most of them are out of stock. And then they've got these Speed 3.0 sneakers, which are $950.
I thought they were socks for a second.
So did I.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah. But, if you've got a lot more money hiding under those couch cushions, you want to waste it on some dumb shit, head on over to Balenciaga.com and you can get yourself some of this Fortnite collab merch. My God, Miss Hart, this is horrible.
This is crazy. And I'm not seeing anything design-wise that particularly makes it stand out, or you could justify those high price points. This is the second time that I'm aware of where a major fashion label has collaborated with a gaming kind of company, or gaming related, I guess.
Like the 100 Thieves collab that was...
Yeah, Gucci and 100 Thieves. Although it wasn't a full collab. Apparently it was just the bag and maybe something else. It wasn't a whole fashion line, but they had the people from, the group just kind of take model photos as well. I think it was just a few items, kind of like this, but not as extensive. But when that happened, I was kind of that's interesting. I wonder who would buy this stuff. And now seeing this and just seeing these hats, these t-shirts look like something that you would find at the markets.
This is Paddy Market specials right here.
Yeah, there's nothing about it that tells you it's justifiable for the price point. And maybe I'm just not fashionable. Maybe I just don't get it. But nothing here tells me that this is worth the money they're asking for, except for obviously now the very limited, you get to say that you have it because, like you said, there's tons of stuff that's out of stock here. Someone's buying this. Is it it can't be the kids.
Imagine it's the kiddos grabbing mummy's credit card going, I need this Fortnite cap. And she sees that it's a $400 charge next month.
It's crazy. Like, and obviously there's going to be some kids out there with, rich parents, and they've obviously just screamed that they want their, their shirt and their hat kind of thing. But like, I like, it's wild to me. Like, I guess, like I said, maybe I don't understand. This whole thing is just absolutely ridiculous to me.
Yeah, I don't care how much money you have, but if I was at a gathering or one of my friends rocked up to a party or a hangout and they rock up in a Fortnite Balenciaga cap or t-shirt or hoodie, you're a wanker. I don't care. Like, that is a stupid, like, I waste a lot of money on things, but this is so dumb. This is on that same level. You know when they did the Yeezy merch run and they had the plain white Yeezy tees you could buy? Yeah. And they were like $300 for a plain white t-shirt? Like, this is on that same level. Like, they almost have a plain white t-shirt. There's the Fortnite 2021 shirt large fit, which is long sleeved. There's a little breast pocket Fortnite, and then on the back there's all that writing. I think maybe it's like Fortnite or something in different languages. But that one's $995. Holy guacamole.
Imagine having that kind of money. Yeah, I'll just buy this white shirt that says Fortnite on it. Almost $1,000. Why not?
Maybe we should make some and sell them online.
Yeah. And then we'll go to Paddy's Markets. And
oh, yeah. Yeah. God, it is ridiculous, Miss Hart. But, power to them. They see an opportunity here to make some money, and
they're making
you can't fault them because they're making money.
Someone's buying.
Yeah. I'd love to know how many of because they're out of stock. I wonder how many, what was the quantities they had available on this sale.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, is this like 10,000 t-shirts? Is it 10,000 hats and they're out of stock of these things? Like, did they just make...
Hats make sense. Hats make sense because, like, generally everyone has the same kind of noggin. So that's kind of a safe bet on buying. But, like, shoes are always a gamble. And
those glasses. But the glasses are sold out. The Nevermind cat sunglasses, they're sold out.
I don't think I'll ever make sense of any of it.
It's fashion, darling. Look it up. All right, the next one. New Star Wars game from Quantic Dream is reportedly in the works. We're talking the studio behind Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and Detroit Become Human. Quantic Dream is moving from androids to droids. It's developing a new Star Wars game, allegedly, according to reports from DualShockers and Kotaku. According to both reports, Quantic Dream is already 18 months into development of its unannounced Star Wars project. Quantic Dream's rumoured Star Wars game is reported to be different from the developer's previous games. Kotaku, citing an unnamed source familiar with the project, reports that the game will focus less on quick-time event-style mechanics and more on traditional action elements. Quantic Dream at this stage has not provided any form of comments confirming nor denying the situation. It is just heavy rumour mill at the moment. But I know a lot of people... This is a bit of a divisive rumor that was kicking around on the socials. There's a few people that are like, oh no, get the writing team behind these games far away from Star Wars or whatever. But I'm interested.
Very specific. I thought a lot of people would be against it because of Quantic Dream having a lot of bad press lately, based on how they've been treating this. It was treating their staff, right? They had some reports of like bad treatment or mistreatment of staff. So that's what I thought people were going to be mad about. Like, why would, they sign their IP to this risky kind of, studio? But then it was, they just didn't want the writers because people just did not like the writing.
They want David Cage to stay away from it, who's obviously the head of Quantic Dream. So I don't think that's going to happen when he's the boss of the place, but I loved my time with these games, especially Detroit Become Human. I thought it was one of the best games of 2019.
Didn't finish it. I loved Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain's my shit. Serial killer, solving a crime, hell fucking yes. That game was great and I loved it. Personal opinion, obviously, a lot of people didn't like it. But yeah, I'd never played Beyond Two Souls either. But like, I'm trying to imagine what kind of game that they'll be doing, and they've already said that they're not focusing on the quick time events for me, especially in Heavy Rain, was a very major component in it.
God, the heart just races when it's like, I got to make a choice right now. What am I going to do?
And then if you don't make a choice, then that's technically a choice as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would like to see... I don't want to see an action game, actually. I don't want to see action... Because there's a lot of companies out there that are working with the Star Wars IP, like that they're going to be doing action games. So give us something different. Give us a story, not by Cage, but give us a story that we can, get ourselves immersed in the Star Wars universe. Something different, a different like race, a different species. Maybe not Jedi for once, or a Sith. Like I don't know, but yeah, just give us a different angle because you guys have that. I wouldn't say quirkiness, but uniqueness in your game design. Give us something different.
Use some of those Quantic Dream tropes and play as like a detective in the galaxy, and you're working your way through a murder of, I don't know, Baby Yoda's cousin or something. I don't know. Like I'm clearly selling this fantastically right now, but let me. Make this a slow burn. Make this really pull on the emotions and have real consequences like what Quantic Dream does well. Like you don't need to try and dial it up and you're now, shooting blasters or using lightsabers or force powers. Like, make it unlike all these other Star Wars games that are coming out because I think that's what they need.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the opportunity, go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe because they did... No, they haven't confirmed that there's another Bounty Hunter-esque game. Like, I remember they had 1313, it was called, which was going to be about the bounty hunters and stuff. Maybe they lean into that because, there's no real powers there then. They can just be people doing those types of missions. Then you get the moral dilemmas where maybe you got to survive or, assassinate these people and you're smuggling and all these types of things. Maybe lean into that kind of stuff.
And it said, like, this story said that the report suggested that they'd already been 18 months into this project. So that actually kind of could fit within the timeline when a lot of rumors kind of talked about like this like bounty hunter game that was apparently rumored around. Although I thought it was confirmed that it was cancelled. Or was that just a specific Boba Fett one?
That was the specific. That was 1313. That got canned, I think, 5-6 years ago minimum. It was on the burner for a while.
Didn't people talk about it coming back? I feel like people talked about it coming back.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But it could fall into this type of game that Quantic Dream makes, that kind of tone, whether you be a bounty hunter or maybe you're a smuggler, something like that. That could lean into playing with the right or wrong decision making that's pretty famous for Quantic Dream titles. But we'll see. We'll keep our eyes and ears peeled. Obviously, not in the docket, but we also got a confirmation that KOTOR is getting a remake.
Oh, yes.
And it's going to be a PlayStation exclusive. So, KOTOR is happening. It's getting done by Aspire Media. It's coming to PC as well, from what I hear. But obviously, BioWare, original developer of this game, which is one of the best games they ever made, in my opinion, they're not involved at all. We've got Aspire Media handling this. And it's only going to be dropping on console for PlayStation 5 at this stage. So that's a big old get there for Sony.
Was it limited like a year?
Oh, was it a time release? Have they since come out and said that?
I'm trying to remember because it was some time ago when they did this announcement. So I'm just trying to remember back. It was a great announcement though. Very short, straight to the point, hyper all around. So
got a lot of people excited. All right, and the last bit of news. This ties into the whole Blizzard situation, which we have been reporting on and off for years. and this headline, executive in charge of Overwatch 2 leaves Blizzard. So executive producer Chaco Sonny is leaving Blizzard Entertainment, according to an Activision spokesman talking to Bloomberg. A Blizzard spokesman confirmed to Bloomberg Chaco, who oversees the whole Overwatch franchise and development for the sequel, will leave the company. Blizzard has been an absolute privilege and one of the best experiences of my career, Sonny said in an email to staff. Blizzard also says that Overwatch 2 is nearing the end of production at the time of Sonny's exit. An update on Overwatch 2 will be provided later this month, so we've got about a week or so till we get some updates on Overwatch 2 there. And the timeline on it may have shifted, considered Overwatch 2 was reportedly still years out from launch.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it wasn't wasn't anytime soon from what I remember.
That's absolutely insane to me. But yeah, we then also get a little update here, courtesy of IGN. We get an Activision Blizzard lawsuit timeline. The story so far, ... Activision Blizzard obviously is currently facing a lawsuit from the state of California for sexual harassment and discrimination. It was also recently discovered that the SEC is investigating harassment at Activision, and the EEO has been investigating Activision since May of 2020. While Sonny's departure could be related to the investigations, this is far from the first high-level departure at Activision. Blizzard President J. Allen Brack, Blizzard's Chief Legal Officer Claire Hart, and Activision CPO Claudine Norton have all exited or plan to exit the company in the months following the lawsuit. Overwatch 2 director Jeff Kaplan also left the company, but that was in April of 2021 before California's lawsuit was issued in July. So,
Probably got the heads
the
up.
rats abandoning the sinking ship, Miss Hart.
Yeah. And like, I think it's a big tell. Like being the person essentially, like he, sorry, I've forgotten the guy's name. Chaco.
Sonny?
Yeah, Sonny. That's better. Sonny, he took over from when Jeff left. And so that's a massive thing because Jeff is essentially, as I think we talked about way back then, how Jeff is essentially the face of Overwatch. So then getting that position is a very big deal. And then only to be in these stages of like, we only got a whisper of Overwatch 2 and some content mid this year. No, where are you? Early this year? It was only this year that we kind of saw some stuff from it.
Yeah, and it was bugger all.
It wasn't much. It wasn't much. So, yeah, and then to then leave.
After 5 months, like he's been in this role since April and he's quitting in September. Like, yeah, there's some more things going on in the behind the scenes here at Blizzard and Activision. Like, when you're seeing presidents, chief legal officers, CPOs, executive producers, these are big, high-profile positions, all leaving. Ugh.
When you have big lawsuits against your company and your chief legal officer leaves,
yeah,
you've got some issues. It's like, it's interesting because there's the like state of California that's already like been investigating from apparently for a while. Was it months or years that they had been previously already investigating them?
So the official lawsuit was opened in July, but there was a couple of other, like the EEO have been investigating Activision since May 2020. So they've been looking at them for a year, like 15 months, and the SEC is also investigating them as well, but that date wasn't disclosed.
Yeah, because I now know that someone else is getting involved because of the labor issues, and that essentially Blizzard has done nothing to accommodate the staff or to, make things better based on these allegations, and have also done they brought in that company that does union busting.
That's right, yep. So
now that there's a group, I believe it's a union, I can't remember what the union's name is, but they're now working with the staff to also I guess like sue or put pressure on Blizzard Activision. So now they've got that attack going on as well. And the other, is it the SEC? I can't remember which one it is.
Yeah, SEC's in there. They're all in there.
The one that's protecting the investors, because now the investors are pissed off because they believe that they were not told or notified of these allegations, considering that they were under scrutiny and investigation like from, a year or two ago. So they should have been told about that, or they weren't, informed about that, which they should be as investors. So they are now also suing.
So many moving parts.
So many moving parts. They're just getting attacked from all angles. And I mean, they haven't been the best company. Like, obviously everyone wants the best. This is Blizzard is something from my childhood, and it is a shame to see something that is so kind of almost precious in your heart, like something that is such a special thing to you growing up, and then just seeing it absolutely turn into a toxic sludge. And almost wanting them to fail, almost wanting to fail. It's really sad.
They've really become one of the lead villains in the video game world, that's for damn sure. And from all the reports and everything that's come out, rightfully so, to be tarring this company as the villain in this situation. Obviously, there's some good employees in there doing good work that are exempt from all this type of stuff. But yeah, it's very fitting that you see all these big higher-ups jumping ship before these legal proceedings really start, shifting into gear, and maybe this is going to allow them not to be part of the big lawsuits and be sued. They're trying to save a little bit of face and get out while the getting's good. But it's not going to be the last time we're going to be reporting on all this. This is going to be ongoing for many years. That's for damn sure, as far as more and more horror stories come out in the wash. And yeah, we just hope they learn from these types of things and actually do change for the good and get better, because that type of treatment and the discrimination, the racism, the sexism, all that kind of stuff that's been confirmed by hosts and hosts and hosts of sources and people that were there and encountering and experiencing this stuff. It's not on. It's not right. It's disgusting. It's abhorrent behavior, and get better. Activision Blizzard, get better.
And the rest of you. I hope this sets the standard that, that other companies will soon have to follow, because obviously Blizzard Activision isn't the only one. They're a big one though. So if you can, knock down a giant, then you should be able to get all the others. So well said. Yeah. Yeah. Just don't be shit. Try
be
not to
better. Yeah. All right. Moving on to this.
Tweet of the week.
Okay. This tweet. Was that? Of the other week?
Yeah, of a week.
Yeah, it's close. It was on the 15th of September. And so, it's a tweet that is that good that we have had to roll it forward to now. We are recording on the 23rd of September. And this tweet comes via way of Blessing Adeoye Jr. at Blessing Jr. on the Twitters. And the tweet reads, "In bed, starting up Eastwood on my Switch and just connected my wireless Sennheiser earbuds, and I still can't believe Nintendo just turned this function on out of nowhere." And then, there was a follow-up tweet from Blessing there, with a little meme, with the graphic of this woman sort of like with a hand across her face, in shock and dismay. And it reads, "Nintendo adding Bluetooth pairing to the Switch, and all it took was a software update, meaning it was capable this entire time," in capital letters. So Nintendo dropped this sneaky firmware update on us over the past week and a bit, where they've got Bluetooth, like wireless audio support now. So you can have your in-ear buds, your headphones, your over ears and stuff like that, all working smoothly and seamlessly with the Nintendo Switch. This is something that people have been screaming about for years. Oh, yeah. And it's just here, little guerrilla release.
Yeah, especially when you are like one of the main providers of a portable console, and then not having Bluetooth audio capabilities just always seemed like a real big misdirection when it comes to launching a portable device. And now everyone's kind of just sitting there and thinking like I don't know the technical specs, so maybe there's way more to it than it is, but like a lot of people are like, so the hardware was in there, the capability was in this device, but they just only just made it available. So I think I've actually now seen like a lot of murmuring now of people that are getting sick of Nintendo and some of their bullshit. I think only recently maybe there was talks about them that they're going to allow, is it cross-save? Or was it cross-play? There was like a mention of it, I believe, either today or something, where people are saying that Nintendo might be considering working with cross-save, which is something that you would never think Nintendo would do. Nintendo doesn't work with anyone, really.
No. Like they do play loosely nice on a couple of games,
on a couple of titles.
It's not often that they open up their back end and allow people in. Yeah. So now anyone that's been screaming about those horrible audio based adapters and things like that, now you can just connect via Bluetooth and rock your wireless Audio-Technica ADG1 headset, or if you want to go hardwired still, you can put your M50 in there. You want your ANC 300 in-ear buds on the Bluetooth. You can do all that over at audio-technica.com.au. Best in audio-based equipment in the business. Headphones, microphones, gaming turntables, headsets, you name it, they've got it. Go get it. You want it. All right, Miss Hart, let's move on to this.
New releases and events.
All right, so as far as things happening this coming week that you can look forward to or stick in your eyeballs or ear holes, Obviously, the Hungry Gamers are back, baby. We're here, episode 256. It's going to be dropping probably the next day or so. So it's going to be dropping maybe on Friday instead of the usual Monday, just to get it out and get it in your ears. There won't be another episode dropping on this coming Monday, but from the weeks outside of that moving forward, obviously we're going to be back to our usual release cycle. So episode 257 will be out on Monday week. Episode 256 you'd be listening to right now. You can also check out the latest episode of Comedy Rewind by Australia's John O'Peck, which sees him and his lovely wife Hannah talking and sharing their thoughts on Knocked Up. Fantastic, real, honest, heartfelt comedy from the early 2000s. As far as new movies and events that are dropping this week, I'm not really aware of any.
No, not movies.
Obviously, you've got your weekly drops of like Morning Wars. You've got your weekly Ted Lasso drop. You've got your weekly Chapelwaite Heels, stuff like that.
What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh my God, I watched the 4th episode last night and I was just cackling. I love that show so much. Where they went to Atlantic City?
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're both up to date. I was going to say, I don't think I've seen the recent one. Yeah, such a good show.
So freaking great, that show.
It's magical when you have an incredible movie and then they're like, oh, we're making a series. And then it's just like, wow, this series is actually good as well. How does that happen?
Yeah, it's very, very rare. And
very rare.
Anyone that hasn't watched it, get it into your eyes and ears immediately. Like, first 2 seasons are available. Obviously, we're cracking through season 3 now, 4 episodes in. So smartly written, and the comedy and just the acting, like everyone that is cast in this show is perfectly cast and know their role and just own every scene, and fuck, I love it so much. It's so funny.
Good. So good.
And as far as if you don't want to watch anything, there is a huge smattering of games dropping in the next several days. We've got Away, the survival series. We've got Chernobylite. We've also got Ghost Runner, Instown Mine, Lemnis Gate, which is that weird sort of time-based like strategy FPS where you've only got a certain amount of seconds to make your move each time to kill the people and land your attacks. We've got Neo, The World Ends With You, completely unrelated to The Matrix, but I'm sure it's great. We've got New World, the big Amazon-based MMO that everyone seems to be goddamn horny for, officially dropping on the 28th on PC. Steel Assault, Insurgency Sandstorm, Aeon Drive, Astria Ascending, Darksiders 3 making its way to the Switch, eFootball 2022, Hot Wheels Unleashed.
Oh, Hot Wheels.
They're still kicking around. That's another brand that will not die. Hot Wheels. It is here to stay.
Shouldn't.
Imposter Factory, Rogue Lords, The Last Friend, FIFA 2022, which is going to sell like bananas, as it always does. And then Phoenix Point. So that is the games that are dropping in the next calendar week or so. A mixture of big AAAs, some indies, some re-releases just making their way to new platforms, but plenty of stuff to keep yourself busy over the next week or so as you wait for episode 257 of THG.
Yeah.
Anything going to be picking up from that list?
No, because full disclosure, I'm sure people are probably wondering because I haven't said anything. My husband bought Kena, Bridge of Spirits.
Yes!
So I will be playing that. Probably wondering why I haven't mentioned it, but yeah, I will be playing that. It's on my schedule. So
I'm hoping we can talk both very lovingly about this game in a week or so because I'm hoping my internet's going to be connected next Tuesday. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Please, internet gods, be kind.
Please. It's cruel. A week is a punish, and you've been out for 3 weeks?
Yeah, that'll be rolling into the 3rd week next week. So yeah, it's not good, Miss Hart, but I'm hoping it happens so I can download that. I know I could go buy a physical copy of the game, but I like just owning digital because it's just less clutter. And I'm not saying a game disc in a box is clutter, but you know what I mean? I've gone from a 4-bedroom house to a 2-bedroom apartment now, so space is a finite resource in this establishment, Miss Hart.
Yeah, full confession, there has been a time where I'm like, I want to play this game, and then it's like, where is it? And I'm like, I can't be bothered getting up, grabbing the disc and putting it in. Yes, I've reached that peak of laziness. So I get it with digital.
You call it laziness. I call it time-based efficiency. You know, you
I
want to
need
be
to change
smart
mine.
with your time.
Yeah.
But that brings us to the end of episode 256 of THG. Miss Hart, anything else you want to say before we shut the studio down for a week and a half?
Fuck the people who think there should be a Lost Boys remake.
Oh my god, yes, 110%. The first one is perfect. Perfect. And anyone that hasn't watched the first one, get
It's
that
Halloween.
on your watch list.
It's October. It's going to be October. Spooky month. Watch it.
Yeah.
Put it on the Halloween movie cycle.
Yeah, one of the best vampire movies ever made. And the fact that they're going to try and reboot it and go like pre-teeny with it, like,
How?
oh my god.
The whole thing about that movie is just the raw 80s-ness of it. Like, you know, like, good luck beating Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame.
Yes. Got me
But
mad.
yeah, that brings us to the end of THG 256, Miss Hart. If you don't have anything else to say, I guess we can close this bad boy down.
Let's do it.
But it's been fun to be back in the saddle.
We're back.
See you soon, 8-Bit Nation. Much love.
And stay hungry.
You've been listening to The Hungry Gamers, one of many gaming and geek culture related podcasts from the 8-Bit Collective over on 8bit.net. Check out more episodes on your podcast service of choice. And while you're there, please be sure to rate and subscribe. Until next time, boys and girls, stay hungry.